Hello everyone, today we're here at the Chicagoland Lionel Railroad Club. With me today is Club President Herb Coach. Herb, the last time we were here, I was very impressed with your layout. But you've made some dramatic changes. I mean, there's a whole lot to the wow factor here. Can you explain how some of these changes took place or what was involved?
A lot of the wow factor comes from ourselves as to how we want to do things. And we have a couple aspects. We have the railroad, we have the facility, and what we've done in the facility is brought it to a railroad motif where we have our train station here, we have our platform, we actually have tracks that go onto the platform illustrated on our floor. We also have some social areas that we use to enjoy each other, but the trains are what sells the club on itself and to the public.
As I'm walking around, I noticed there looks like separate rail yards. So you have basically 2 or 3 different setups here, don't you?
Yeah, we have a railroad that started out with our basic layout that we used to travel with. And what we want to do since we got the building, make a permanent layout. And we started our beltline system, which is named after the beltline around Chicago, which loops around Chicago. We're setting that up as it's looping around our building and making that permanent. And that we're using the high-tech technology. We have John Ballone, who's an electrical engineer, and we have a programmer, Erwin Bross, who are working together in setting up the electronics, and they're giving us a lot of flexibility. We're going to be able to run the trains with our cab control. We're going to be able to do it manually through command centers. We're going to be able to do it through a computer, where a computer can run the whole program. So there's many things that we can do with our technology. And the more we get into our technology of the Beltline, we're going to then rebuild this section here, and we're going to go three-dimensional. We're going to go lower, we're going to go higher, and we're going to go very scenic. And we have stations where if we do train mock-ups, we will have commanders at each train station or each control tower and run the trains from there. And we can, one thing nice about Lionel, they reverse engineered their product so that the stuff that's from the 40s and 50s can be compatible with this remote controller now.
How long did the process take to change your layout here?
It seems like years, but it's continuous. So we take on, every summer we do a major upgrade to ourself. And in the last couple of summers, we would introduce ideas and plans and develop from them. How long does it take? Forever. A railroad is never done, but what it does do is it keeps us going and our club always refreshed and current.
Now, what advantages do you see to this, Herb, your railroad, as compared to what you had before?
Well, we started out, the first thing that a person does when they build a layout is put down the track. And the biggest problem, especially for me, is once I got track done, I want to run trains. So the hardest thing that we had to do was get away from running trains and introducing our scenery. We did that. And then that, once you get started with scenery, it builds and grows. You got what you like, and you see how it can enhance the training experience, so you want to build more from that. And every time you add something, it just makes you want to do more. And then you see, even on the same spot, I can make it a little bit intense here, a little bit detailed there, and it just builds.
Now, this looks like a rather complicated system. What challenges did you guys face, or what kind of hurdles did you guys face as you were developing these ideas and as you were actually putting together?
Well, as far as the electronics goes, Lionel has made it very simple for us to be able to integrate the trains into a layout that is functional. And it's actually made it easier. Every engine can be controlled digitally by the control cab unit, and we can have more than one train on a track. The advantage of that is that our wiring for our layout can be very simple. So the main thing is all we have to do is keep one track independent of another track. Everything else runs together.
So, are there any difficulties involved during this process? Or did it go rather smoothly?
This process goes rather smoothly. The big thing is being able to keep going until the projects are completed. Again, we try to play with trains, as you can hear, but there are times that you just have to stop the trains and continue working.
How many trains can you accommodate on your railroad?
We have, I think, 8 independent loops right now. But the neat thing about this Lionel system, the legacy system, is that we can run more than one train on the same track independent of each other. And you can see we have various block signals that indicate when a train is on a track. So the next train has to keep its distance from the previous train. And that's more enjoyment of what it is rather than complication of what it is.
Herb, I noticed you got 3 rails on the track. Why is that?
You know, Lionel, to simplify the electronics way back, it has a 3-rail track system. And the advantages of that is that you can have solid axles, making the car sturdier and more durable. And also for wiring, if you do what they call a reversing loop, where it goes back and forth on itself in a loop, you have a chance to maintain the circuitry of the wiring rather than shorting itself.
How does you have periodically you have open houses?
Yes.
How does the public respond to your railroad that you have now?
You mentioned the wow factor, and they love to see the trains. You know, as you and I would go around to the trains, we would walk around, see the trains, and we would want to start pointing at the ones we like, and amazed at the detail of what the trains are. If you look at any of these trains, and you got a low profile, you could see it looks almost real.
How many